10 most illegal pets in the US. Number 10. Bats. Some species of bats are federally protected animals, which means it's illegal to kill them even when they wind up inside. If you've always dreamed of having your own bat cave or working on your echolocation skills, it's going to be tough to do in the United States. Those same federal protections also make it illegal to capture wild bats for domestication. Transporting bats within the US requires a permit from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Even so, travel is restricted to a legitimate sanctuary, scientific organization, and/or a registered establishment for educational programming. In other words, the US makes it very difficult to get a bat as a pet. If you're seriously batty for these creatures, keep this in mind. Bats can live up to 25 years, but that life expectancy shrinks to just 1 year or less if they're in captivity. Number 9. Alligators. In most states, alligators are best left for the golf courses and wild marshes, not your backyard. Fine Law reports you can't own alligators without at least a permit, or at all, in many states. If you are able to own an alligator, you must provide an enclosure that keeps the animal in and potential intruders out. You also need to take full liability for owning such a creature. Number 8. Big cats. Simba and Mufasa were fun to watch as kids, but owning your own lion, or tiger, or leopard is pretty difficult to achieve when you live in the US. 21 states in the US ban all dangerous exotic pets, and big cats certainly fall into that category. The previously mentioned 5 states don't require a permit and will generally allow big cat ownership, and some states like Pennsylvania, Texas, and Montana allow it if the person obtains a permit. Other states like Florida refer to big cats and other large animals as Class 1 wildlife, meaning they pose a serious danger to humans. These animals cannot be owned legally for private use, but a permit can be obtained for commercial purposes. Number 7. Monkeys. Owning a primate is tricky in the US. While some states may allow it, most do not. Interestingly, The Guardian says about 4,500 primates are privately owned in the UK, and this includes apes, lemurs, and bush babies. Some of these are owned by trained professionals, but most are owned by pet owners, as it's technically legal to have one in the UK. If you're dying to have a marmoset on your shoulder in the US, we heavily advise against it. While certain states like the Carolinas, Georgia, Kansas, and Oklahoma don't have laws to prevent primate ownership, Business Insider says most other states either prohibit it or will only allow you to own them with a special permit. It's best to leave the monkeys at the zoo. Number 6. Penguins. Many believe penguins need the Arctic temperatures to survive, but that's not the case. Many breeds are happy to live in milder climates. That doesn't mean you should trade in your parakeet for a penguin, though. SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment explains all 18 species of penguins are currently protected. Even if you do have a permit to interfere with penguins and their eggs in the wild, the specimen must be reported to and approved by the Scientific Committee for Antarctic Research. There's also an international treaty designed to regulate the trade of certain wildlife species, and penguins are on this list. There are a few species of penguin, like the African and Galapagos, that are listed as endangered under the Endangered Species Act. Because penguins are so carefully protected, there's no way you'll be able to own one in the States as a pet. Number 5. Slow lorises. Slow lorises are native to Northeast India and Southeast Asia, and though you can purchase them in other countries like Russia and Japan, Pet Helpful says it's illegal to export them. Even if you were to acquire a slow loris, it's unethical to do so. They are taken directly from the wild, transported in horrible conditions, and often have their back teeth painfully removed. It's unlikely you'll even see slow lorises in zoos, at least anywhere in North America, as they're not easy to breed or take care of. You may see sweet videos of them on the internet, but keep in mind, those owners likely do not live in the States. Number 4. Skunks. You might think anyone willing to have a skunk in their home has gone off the deep end, but plenty of people in the US think they make wonderful pets. Even when you have the scent glands surgically removed, there's no guarantee you'll be allowed to own one. Skunks should be considered illegal until verified otherwise, Pet Helpful concludes. According to a 2008 report from PBS, only 17 states allowed the people to own skunks as pets, though that number might have fluctuated since. Keep in mind that cities and municipalities might also have their own rules about pet ownership, so check with your local government before deciding that a skunk can take up residence in your home. Number 3. Sugar gliders. A cute nocturnal relative of the flying squirrel, sugar gliders are illegal to own as pets in several states. This could be because of the large aviary-like space they require, or it could be because of the noise they generate. Whatever the reason, they're illegal in Alaska, California, Hawaii, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Mexico, and Utah. Additionally, states like Pennsylvania require a permit to keep a sugar glider, Pet Helpful reports. California, which is also known for its strict pet ownership laws, believes sugar gliders could be a threat to natural ecosystems and bans the animal completely. Number 2. Hedgehogs. They're tiny, spiky balls of fun, but not every state is keen on allowing hedgehogs. Surprisingly, these little bundles of quills are controversial. Some say their nocturnal nature means they're unsuitable for human entertainment and companionship, while others think they make great pets. Hedgehogs are outlawed in New York City and some other municipalities, along with California, Arizona, Georgia, Hawaii, and Maine. Hedgehog Central, an advocacy site for the enjoyment of these creatures, also reports Pennsylvania forbids private ownership. Number 1. Fennec foxes. If you've never heard of a fennec fox before, you'll definitely want one after seeing photos of their huge ears and small furry bodies. According to the San Diego Zoo, this breed of fox is the smallest of them all, which seems to make them desirable to those longing for an exotic house pet. While some states may technically allow them, they're often sold illegally, which can result in habitat loss in their native Sahara and North Africa. Fennec foxes are allowed in a surprising number of states, and they're relatively common as far as exotic pets go. Still, according to Born Free USA, some states are much stricter about owning any type of exotic animal.